Common signs that children are struggling with emotionally based school avoidance are around the avoidance. So signs where young people are really struggling to get up in the morning, they're begging and pleading not to go in, they're struggling to separate. Very often in young children, this might present as a physical symptom, like a sore tummy or a headache. In older children, you might see a dip in mood or withdrawal or a change in behavior. You may see an increase in heart rate or breathing. They may be centered around sleep. Children struggle to sleep. Very often in older children, you see them as withdrawal. Children withdraw from things, they isolate themselves, they refuse to go in. Very often they lead to avoidance, maybe a drop in mood or a drastic change in behavior. Anxiety also presents in the classroom in a very similar way to ADHD. In neurodivergent children, anxiety presents very often as a result of the lack of predictability and any kind of change that they need to face. Social anxieties are apparent because neurodivergent children and young people struggle with social situations. In many instances, children that are neurodivergent really struggle to communicate those fears and those anxieties. And so what happens is this cycle develops, which is really difficult to get out of. Emotionally based school avoidance can have an impact on children emotionally, socially, and academically. Socially, very often because they're not at school, their friendship circles change, and friends move on, things shift. Sometimes they lose some of their existing social skills. We, on occasion, see children who isolate themselves more and more and get to a stage where they don't even want to leave their bedrooms. Academically, of course, there's the risk of missed teaching input and the risk of learning gaps developing, and of course, the avoidance of school and the remaining within the home with that high level of anxiety can lead to further emotional challenges like depression or compounded anxiety. First steps that parents can take if their child is refusing to go to school is to really listen to them, to get curious, to think about what might be playing a part, to give them a little bit of support and understanding. If a child is refusing to go to school because of anxiety, it is helpful for parents to remain calm, to think about their own feelings as part of the process, and to make use of strategies to help them to regulate. So strategies may include muscle relaxation, positive self-talk, breathing activities, grounding activities. Sometimes distraction works just as well. Parents can prepare their child for the school day, especially if they are struggling with emotionally based school avoidance, by having positive talk about the day, setting that up, doing some role modeling, thinking carefully about the morning routine and a calm environment within the home, following similar routines, a similar walk to school. Sometimes they may increase their support in getting them to school. Parents can advocate for their children's needs at school so that their child is comfortable to go to school because they are best placed to do that. They know their child the best. They have really strong instincts around how best their child can be supported. And this needs to take place through really open and honest communication and ongoing meetings and ongoing discussions to ensure that this young person has their needs met within that context.